Oh, man. Firearms Friday. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? 900. Ooh. Dean Hazen is from the Gun Experts, and he has given us a range report. Now, last week, I treated him badly. We only got about 5 minutes out of the range report, and I wanted to come back and give him a chance to revisit. You know, it's not often that a guy gets to go to the range and then shoot it all for the sake of course, scientific accuracy, and then bring it back to us to talk about it. And so we invited him to come back again and talk with us a little bit more. Good morning, Dean. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you up there?
Good. I really appreciate you coming back. So last week I treated you poorly. We didn't get a chance to really get into it too much. You were trying out some pocket pistols and looking at taking the perfect Derringer.
Yeah, we were playing with the Bond Arms series with specifically a 357 Magnum Bond Arms.
Now, tell me a little bit, we talk a little bit about, the perfect carry pistol. And, there's a place for each one. Now, Derringers, in your mind, where do Derringers fit in the category of concealed? Is it last ditch? Is it backup? What's the perfect placement for Derringers in that lineup?
Yeah, Derringers are meant to be real lightweight, very concealable, usually a one-round barrel, one-shot gun. Just to save your butt kind of gun. The Bond Arms thing just kind of took it to the next level. They're more for a novelty piece, more for fun. I think they're too heavy for concealed carry, and they've got a safety on them. I don't like anything with a safety.
Well, yeah, that's unusual for a Derringer. Usually they have such a hard trigger pull on a Derringer that you don't necessarily, need a safety because you got to pull, 12 or 14 pounds to get them to fire.
That's exactly what you're dealing with here, plus a safety. So I wouldn't recommend it for a self-defense gun, but it's a heck of a lot of fun to look at, a lot of fun to shoot and show it to your friends. It looks like something out of some freaky sci-fi movie.
Now, you ended up getting, which model were you reviewing this time around?
I believe it was the Ranger 2, which was their top-end model. It's a 357/38 special. And I got carried away. I got the 4 1/4 inch barrel, which pretty much puts it up to the size of a full-size handgun.
Right, because they have a 2.5 inch barrel for the real sub compact.
Correct.
Right, and this is a little different because this is a 2-shot Derringer, not a single shot, but an actual 2-barrel Derringer. And is it? Is there a mechanism for choosing between the barrels, or is it just a pull once, pull twice kind of thing?
Yeah, you got to pull the hammer back for each shot.
And do you get to pick the barrel, or?
Yeah, you can pick the barrel. They got 60 different calibers. You pull one pin out, and you switch the barrel. So you could literally own 60 different calibers, and with the removal of one pin, switch it over to anything you wanted. You could switch from 410 to 22 in just a few minutes.
Okay, so you have the receiver is just basically a chassis, and you could choose the barrels. Once you have the receiver, then you could just which is the pistol grip and the trigger assembly. Then you just swap out the barrel assemblies for different calibers.
Exactly, and you could go as crazy as you wanted. You could own all kinds of different barrels. The trigger guard is also removable, which makes it a little bit lighter and a little bit more concealable.
Right.
Now, they have a lot of different grips you can get, different grip sizes, different grip materials, different holsters, and their holster lines are kind of cool because they're true cross-draw holsters like you'd see in the old, poker player type guns.
I look at this, and what it reminds me of is a little bit of the old style, double pocket Derringers of the mid 1800s. Like the old gambler backup guns.
That's exactly right. They're cool to look at, and it kind of reminds you of the old Kenny Roger movies and that kind of stuff, and the Gambler. And they're a heck of a lot of fun to shoot, but an enormous trigger pull, a lot of trigger travel, and it's got a safety. So in a bind, I don't know that it would be my first choice.
Right. Now, I noticed that they have a different version of it. You got the Ranger, which seems to be the all full-on metal wood grips, but they have the backup, which appears to be made of I don't know if that's scandium or I'm looking on the website. It doesn't say exactly what the body of it's made of. Looks like it might be a little bit lighter, but still a fully loaded weight of 18 to 19 ounces for a Derringer. That's still got some weight to it.
Yep, those would be a better choice if you're going to go concealed. I would get I'd probably get the 45 ACP with the 2.5 inch barrel with no trigger guard in that lightweight frame, as you mentioned. I'm not sure what it's made of either, but it looked quite a bit easier to carry.
Right. Well, it's only $400 for a backup gun. Holy cow! I'm almost all the way to a Glock 36 at that point. Why don't I just never mind?
You got to have one to show your buddies, though. I mean, I brought it to a concealed carry class, and everybody was just drooling over it. Where the hell did you get this? How much did it cost? What is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun.
You know, I think you just use this as an excuse to go, I had to buy this gun, honey. That's how it works. This is important research.
It is scientific research, and it's tough to be Dean Hazen, let me tell you.
I do not want to be Dean Hazen because I think it's way too tough to get that done. All right, so the Bond Arms pocket pistol, the Ranger 2, but you said it was you went hog wild, but you were into it for a little bit more than the retail price of this little backup.
Well, I have a federal firearms license. My cost on that one was $510. I think they retail for about $580. Not a lot of markup on them.
Yeah, so again, kind of a novelty piece sort of thing, but interesting. I'd like to go shoot one day, like you said. But again, the whole idea of a Derringer with a safety is troubling. I guess that comes back to either political correctness or just kind of the litigious nature of our society.
Yeah, it's CYA for the company, and
right.
And again, I think the gun is it's there for the bling factor. It's kind of a showpiece, and I'm telling you, you walk into a room and show that to people, and everybody wants to play with it and see it and shoot it, and it really gets attention. It's a cool conversational piece or a paperweight.
It's a showstopper, right?
Yeah, or have it in your boat, for a bear or a snake or something like that, or a oversized catfish. I don't know. But
yeah.
Concealed carry, it wouldn't be my choice.
Would not be your first choice. I'm definitely with you on that, but definitely fun to look at. So next time we have you back on the program, you got something else you're thinking about taking to the range?
Well, we were going to move into talking about Glocks. It doesn't matter to me when you want to do that. Whenever.
Well, let's just tease it for a second here. We're down to the last couple minutes. I definitely would like to talk. I'm a Glock fan. I've been carrying Glocks for a long time, shooting Glocks for a long time. Obviously, law enforcement has been using Glocks for quite a while. What kind of models are you going to be talking about?
Well, we can talk a lot about Glocks. There's a lot of history there and a lot to talk about. I've been carrying the same Glock on duty for 13 years, and that is a Model 2145.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, the department's tried to trade it out with me and everything else. In fact, they forced me to trade it in once for a Gen 4 Glock. And I went and found the dealer where they did their business with, and I gave him my serial number, and I bought my old Glock back. That's how much I like it.
Now, is yours a Gen 2, Gen 3? What?
Mine is a Gen 3.
Right. Which is what I carry. I carry a Gen 3 Glock 21C. I just love it. I love it to death.
Oh, you're doing the same thing I am. You got the same gun, except yours is compensated, and I guess if you shoot one round off at night, you'll be blind for a minute. But
of course, it's compensated because it's me. I'm compensating for something.
There you go.
That's how it comes down. Well, when we come back next week, we'll bring you back and we'll talk about Glocks in general, the history, where they come from, and debunk some of the myths we've seen out there. And we'll get the full range report from Glocks. We'll spend the whole 12 minutes on that. How about that?
10-4, brother. Sounds good.
As always, Dean Hazen, the gun expert. That's what we got. We appreciate you coming in, sir. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. We got more coming up. Don't go anywhere. The Michael Duke Show continues. Hour 3, dead ahead of Firearms Friday.